Hello, my people. Yes, so it's your girl Anita Hogan, and this is my video diary about my journey in the diaspora so far. Yeah. Okay. Now, I decided some time ago last year to create a video diary about my experiences in the diaspora, and give myself an avenue to talk about the various tricks I've had to adapt, to survive my new harsh reality, which is living in the diaspora. I talked about how to survive the harsh weather conditions, which is one of the major things that hits you immediately you go to a very cold country. And I had talked about various integration methods. Most importantly, I talked about language being one of the most important tools to integrate into a non-English speaking country. And I talked about my major culture shock. I talked about various major other people's culture shocks. And like I always say, this is not only about me. It's not all about me. It's also a video diary I created for people out there, to share their experiences. And like I always say, you never can tell. You never know who your story will touch. You never know who your comments will help. So please keep talking, keep sharing, keep saying something about your journey in the diaspora. That is for those of you who are living in the diaspora. And those of you who are not living in the diaspora also, you're also welcome to, chip in something. Okay, like I earlier said, this is not a diary that is only meant for me to talk about my own experience, because one of the things you really have to recognize is everybody's manner of traveling to the diaspora is different. Like we say in my country, Nigeria, the way to the central, you don't have to take the same path to the central market. There are different means, there are different paths leading to the central market. So no be everybody fly come over there you go. So my point is everybody's experience living in the diaspora is very, very different, and I am willing, as difficult as it is for me to share certain stories, I'm very, very open to share. That's what it's all about. Somebody walked up to me, and I met her in a party, and she was like, "Oh, Anita, I watch your video diary. I like it, but I have one question for you, and I hope you would, just say something about it. Share your experience. It may help me." And one of the questions the question she asked me is, "Anita, how do you make friends while living in a diaspora?" Because she's had very bitter experience. In fact, I don't want to go into her experiences while trying to socialize. And one of the things, and that is also a challenge, a major challenge while living in a diaspora, socializing, making friends, because the rules are very different here. If you come here, you cannot just walk up to your neighbor's door and say hello. The person will say, "You get appointments." If you don't get an appointment, will say, "Call me next time." If you ask them, okay, how do I get your number? You say, "Check the yellow page." My point, what I'm trying to say is that it is a different game altogether trying to socialize. It's not like I have the best of friends while living here. No, it's an everyday challenge for me, and there is no special book or guideline to how you socialize. It's something you just have to, it's a challenge you really have to pick up and look for how to socialize. What have I done? Basically, what I have done, or the steps I have taken, is I live in a village. So in the little small village I live in, I looked up, on the websites of the village, and I decided to look at, some various activities that interest me, and I have made contact with the clubs. Like, I'm interested. I love to make jewelries. These are things I was doing for fun while I was in Nigeria. I also like, music. I was in the choir long time ago. I also like sporting. So I decided to contact some of these clubs and find out if I could join. you know and because I live in the village, most of the people living here are indigens of the village, meaning most of them are Onyebo. So when I eventually joined this club, I didn't join this club because I was looking for friends. I was just joined this club, basically to socialize, to, just look if I could have contacts, you know, just to gather contacts, not to look for those kind of friends where we say you go cry, give the person for shoulder, say you get one kind of frustration or the other. But sometimes you may be lucky to find a very good friend amongst the, in this club. So that's what I did. I tried to look for things of interest to me, and I joined the club. The one way favor me, I continued. The one way no favor me, I come out my hand. And another, because I'm Nigerian, I also want to satisfy that thirst of, having contact with other Nigerians. And one of the ways I did it was, through social network. It is nowadays, that's the advantage we have, So I just went online, I went online, particularly on Facebook. You have it. You have also various Nigerian communities, and on Google, you have it on MySpace. You have it. It's endless, But I particularly use Facebook. There you find different interesting pages about, women, Nigerian women living in the diaspora, and just talk with some people, and you never can tell. It may yield some very interesting results. And another thing I did was also, ask about, the Nigerian professionals living where I am living, which is in the Netherlands. I decided to ask how, if I could have contact with such people, and I have had contacts. And now, don't get me wrong, most of these associations and most of these people that I have met through various communities or various associations, most of them are not my real friends. So I just meet them, I just meet them just to fill in that gap of loneliness, because that is one thing that it's a major problem once you travel into the diaspora. You're constantly, feeling one part of you empty. So those associations, I try to fill in those, loneliness, place where you go begin to speak broken English. You really don't have to explain yourself, because now, we, that kind of a thing now, what I'm saying? No mistaking them. No, that's a lot of things people do. Don't go and mistaking. So you go and think, say, because you meet somebody for internet, the person na your paddy. Don't make that mistake. It is supposed to be a medium of socializing on a platonic matters. If in the process you find a close friend, good for you, but do not expect anything much. That is it. Do not expect miracles. Friendship is a thing. It's a block that you build over the time. So take your time to build a friendship. Don't go there and immediately start. Yes, sometimes you just want to let out your frustration. How do I let out my frustration? I won't lie. I stand in front of the mirror. I look at myself and I imagine that the person I'm talking to is my friend. And I let out all my frustration. Yeah, crazy, right? I'm crazy. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I let out all my frustration, even though the person don't go reply me, but I have let it out. I have talked about it. Now waiting, obodo yibo they do to person, you go just sit down and they talk, So those are the little, the few steps I have taken to socialize. As it worked for me to certain extents. going to Nigerian parties, and helps. Also associating with various small clubs, around in my environment also help. And there's also something I've noticed with certain people. They basically want to continue to live like they are living in Nigeria. You go die of frustration. You are no longer in Nigeria. You are now living in Obodo Nyebo. So, try as much as possible to open your tentacle of friendship. Try as much as possible to be open to a new style of friendship. I hope I have been able to, say something sensible. And this is where I will now throw it open as usual. And I would ask my people out there to come up with their own, tell their own stories, or give their own advice or ideas on how to socialize while living in Obodo Nyibo. You know what I'm saying now?